Some people walk into a room and draw attention without saying a word. Their presence speaks louder than volume ever could. Attraction, in its most powerful form, has nothing to do with being loud, charming, or endlessly social. It comes from something quieter, something disciplined, intentional, and deeply rooted within you. In a world obsessed with noise, constant posting, and proving your worth, the rare individual who moves with calm confidence becomes magnetic without trying. Stoic philosophy has always taught that true influence begins with the self. Your composure, your focus, your choices, and the energy you carry. When you train these qualities, people notice you not because you demand attention, but because you embody a strength that cannot be faked. In this video, we're going to explore 11 socially attractive habits. Subtle, powerful, quietly transformative, that reshape how others experience you and how you experience yourself. This is silent attractiveness, built from the inside out. Let's begin. Habit 1. Inner stillness. The quiet center that draws everyone in. There is a kind of presence that makes people pause before they even understand why. It isn't about beauty, charm, or charisma. It's the unmistakable calm of someone who is not ruled by the chaos around them. Inner stillness is the first and most powerful form of silent attractiveness. When your mind is steady, your decisions clear, and your reactions measured, people feel safer around you. They lean in. They trust you more quickly. They sense a depth they don't find in those who rush, ramble, or get carried away by every emotion. Stillness communicates strength without a single word spoken. Modern life constantly pushes us into noise. Notifications, reactions, arguments, urgency. So when someone walks through the world with a quiet, grounded center, it feels rare, almost unusual. Others find themselves drawn to that stability because it offers something they lack, a moment of peace in a loud world. Stoic philosophy teaches that disturbance doesn't come from events, but from our judgments about them. When you stop letting everything pull a reaction out of you, you begin to carry a different energy, an energy that feels composed, responsible, and trustworthy. This is what people instinctively read as confidence. Developing inner stillness doesn't mean being emotionless or detached. It means creating just enough space between stimulus and response for clarity to rise. It means pausing before speaking, breathing before reacting, and observing before assuming. This small gap is where your value grows. This is where others begin to see you as someone who cannot be easily shaken. Practice it today. Slow your pace by 5%, breathe deeper, and let silence fill the moments where you used to rush to speak. Those tiny adjustments build the foundation of your silent attractiveness, and over time, they change how the world responds to you. Habit 2. Controlled body language. Let your presence speak first. People notice how you move long before they absorb anything you say. Your posture, your stillness, your gestures, your rhythm, these are silent messages. And when controlled with intention, they make you instantly more attractive without a single word. Controlled body language begins with one principle: move with purpose, not impulse. Most people fidget, rush, over-gesture, or shrink themselves without realizing it. Their bodies leak insecurity, tension, or eagerness to please. But someone who moves slowly, stands tall, and uses deliberate gestures radiates confidence in a way that feels natural rather than forced. Your posture is your first introduction. When your shoulders rest back, your chest opens slightly, and your chin aligns with a calm, grounded gaze, you signal that you are comfortable in your own skin. People instinctively respond to this. They feel you take up space, not aggressively, but respectfully. They feel a sense of clarity and self-possession around you. Stoic philosophy teaches that dignity begins with how you carry yourself. Marcus Aurelius wrote about walking, speaking, and moving in ways that reflect inner order. Your body becomes the external expression of your internal discipline. Controlled body language also includes stillness, not stiffness, stillness. The ability to stand or sit without unnecessary movement communicates self-control. It tells people you are not anxious, scattered, or seeking approval. You're present, you're intentional, you're aware. To practice this, start with micro-adjustments. Slow your gestures. Reduce fidgeting by half. Pause a second before you move or speak. Keep your eyes steady when listening. These tiny calibrations change how others feel when they're near you. They begin to sense composure, confidence, and quiet strength. And in social settings brimming with noise and insecurity, that kind of presence becomes magnetic, subtle yet impossible to ignore. Habit. 3. Low intensity, humor, and warmth. The subtle light that makes you approachable. Quiet attractiveness isn't about being the funniest person in the room. It's about carrying a gentle warmth that puts others at ease without trying to impress them. Low-intensity humor is the opposite of attention-seeking humor. It's soft, light, and effortless. Something that slips into a conversation rather than dominates it. People are drawn to others who can make them feel comfortable without demanding laughter or validation. When your humor is subtle, you signal emotional security. You're not performing. You're not seeking approval. You're simply present, relaxed, and open. This kind of warmth also shows restraint, a trait deeply aligned with Stoic philosophy. Stoics believed in measured expression, neither cold nor exaggerated, simply balanced. A small smile at the right moment, a quiet joke, a gentle comment that softens tension. These micro-expressions make you deeply attractive socially because they reveal confidence without arrogance. Most people try too hard socially. They push humor. They force charisma. They use jokes to cover insecurity or to claim space in the conversation. But the quietly attractive person does the opposite. They allow space. They let silence breathe. They place a light remark here and there, never chasing a reaction, never trying to outperform the room. That subtlety feels refreshing. People trust those who don't oversell themselves. They open up more easily to someone whose warmth feels genuine, unpressured, and steady. Low-intensity humor suggests emotional maturity, because it requires you to read the room, sense the other person's energy, and match it without overwhelming them. To build this habit, practice small shifts. Let warmth come through in tone, not volume. Use humor to connect, not perform. Smile with presence, not exaggeration. Allow conversations to flow naturally without forcing highs. Over time, this gentle radiance becomes one of the most magnetic parts of you. It's the kind of attraction that feels safe, genuine, and deeply human, quiet in form, yet powerful in impact. Habit 4. High awareness. The art of seeing what others miss. Silent attractiveness often comes from one simple ability. You notice things other people overlook. High awareness is not about being hyper-vigilant or overthinking. It's about being present enough to truly see the energy of a room, the emotions behind someone's words, the subtle shifts in people's expressions, the dynamics unfolding quietly in the background. When you develop this level of awareness, people feel understood around you. They feel seen without needing to shout for attention. Most individuals move through social settings distracted by their thoughts, their insecurities, or their phones. They're physically present, but mentally elsewhere. A person with high awareness stands out immediately because they engage with the world consciously. They make eye contact with intention. They listen without interrupting. They observe before reacting. This creates a gravitational pull. People sense that you are fully there, and that presence alone becomes magnetic. Stoic philosophy emphasizes perception as the foundation of wisdom. Epictetus taught that we should observe reality clearly before forming judgments. This habit of grounded perception makes you socially attractive because it reduces emotional reactivity and increases your ability to respond with calm, accurate insight. High awareness also makes others feel emotionally safe. When someone senses you're tuned in, not to evaluate them but simply to understand, they relax. They reveal more. They trust more. You become the person in the room who notices when someone is uncomfortable, when someone wants to speak, or when tension is rising. Quiet leadership begins here. To cultivate this, practice small rituals. Scan the environment for 5 seconds before you speak. Observe people's posture, tone, and micro-expressions. Listen for what is said and what is not said. Pause before responding, letting your perception catch up with your emotions. Over time, this awareness transforms your presence. You become the person who seems to get it without needing explanations. And that kind of intuitive understanding is one of the most quietly attractive traits a person can develop. Habit 5. Speak slowly, say less. Let your words carry their own weight. There is a unique power in someone who doesn't rush their speech. When you speak slowly and intentionally, people instinctively lean in, not because you're loud, but because your words feel deliberate. Most people talk too fast. They feel silence out of anxiety. They over-explain, ramble, or speak without thinking. This creates the impression of insecurity or emotional chaos. But someone who speaks calmly, who gives each sentence space, feels grounded, confident, and quietly authoritative. The slower rhythm communicates that you trust your own thoughts enough not to rush them. Speaking less also increases your presence. When you say only what matters, your words gain weight. People start paying attention because they know you don't speak without purpose. Silence becomes part of your communication, and that silence draws people toward you rather than pushing them away. Stoic philosophy deeply valued measured speech. Epictetus taught that we should speak only when our words improve the silence. This principle not only protects your dignity, it also elevates your impact. When you remove unnecessary noise from your conversations, you reveal clarity, both to yourself and to others. This habit also helps you avoid misunderstandings and emotional impulses. Speaking slowly gives your mind a moment to filter out reactions that don't reflect your true intentions. It gives you time to see the situation clearly before committing to a response. That small pause is often the difference between a conversation that builds respect and one that damages it. To develop this habit, begin with simple adjustments. Reduce your speaking speed by 10 to 15%. Insert a brief pause after key statements. Let others finish fully before you respond. Replace filler phrases with silence. Say one sentence instead of 3. With time, this shift becomes natural. People will describe your voice as calm, composed, even magnetic. They may not know why they're drawn to the way you speak, but they will feel it. And in a world overflowing with noise, the person who speaks with intention becomes unforgettable. Habit 6. Strong personal boundaries. The quiet signal of self-respect. Nothing is more silently attractive than someone who knows where they stand. Boundaries are not walls, they are signals, subtle, steady, and undeniably powerful. They tell the world how to treat you without you ever needing to raise your voice. A person with strong boundaries doesn't overextend themselves. They don't say yes when they mean no. They don't tolerate behavior that drains their energy or undermines their sense of worth. This clarity is magnetic because most people lack it. In social dynamics, confidence is often mistaken for extroversion, but in truth, confidence is the calm ability to protect your time, your attention, and your emotional space. Stoic philosophy teaches that the only things truly within your control are your choices and your reactions. Boundaries are the practical expression of that control. When you decide what you will and won't accept, you create a stable internal world, one that others instinctively respect. People are drawn to those who do not betray themselves to gain approval. What makes boundaries so attractive is their quietness. You don't need to announce them. You don't need to justify them. You simply live by them. The person who respects themselves naturally encourages others to treat them with higher regard. The person who lets everything slide often becomes invisible, or worse, taken for granted. To strengthen this habit, begin with clear micro-actions. Say, "I can't today," without over-explaining. Step back from people who consistently drain you. Protect your emotional energy the same way you protect your money. Walk away from conversations that twist your values. Honor your own limits even when no one is watching. These quiet boundaries reshape how people experience your presence. You stop giving away your power, and because of that, your presence becomes more potent. In a world full of blurred lines and desperate approval seeking, the person with firm, silent boundaries stands out. Not loudly, but unmistakably. Habit 7. Doing hard things quietly. The discipline that makes you undeniably attractive. There is something profoundly magnetic about a person who works in silence. They don't brag about their progress, they don't announce their goals, and they don't seek applause for their discipline. They simply show up, day after day, until the results speak for them. In a world obsessed with showing every achievement online, quiet discipline is rare. Most people talk more than they act. They post about their routines rather than practicing them. But the quietly attractive person does the opposite. They let effort accumulate privately. This creates a presence that feels earned, not performed. People sense the strength, the self-control, and the resilience, even if they don't know the details behind it. Stoic philosophy teaches that character is formed in private long before it is visible in public. Marcus Aurelius emphasized working for the sake of virtue, not validation. When you do hard things quietly, training, studying, healing, improving, you become grounded in your own self-worth rather than depending on external recognition. This habit also gives you a calm, steady confidence. You don't need to convince anyone of your value because you know the work you've done. You walk differently. You speak differently. You hold yourself with a subtle authority that only comes from consistency. That's why people find quietly disciplined individuals so attractive. They feel trustworthy, serious, and deeply rooted. To build this habit, start with small but firm commitments. Choose one difficult task each day and complete it without mentioning it to anyone. Track progress privately. Let the results surprise people. Replace announcement energy with execution energy. Practice something challenging when no one is watching. Let self-respect, not recognition, be the reward. Over time, these quiet efforts reshape your identity. You become the person others admire without fully understanding why. It isn't the noise of achievement that draws them. It's the silent discipline behind it. And that silence is what makes your presence feel powerful, stable, and undeniably attractive. Habit 8. Emotional independence. The calm confidence that makes you untouchable. One of the most quietly attractive qualities a person can possess is emotional independence. It means you don't crumble when someone pulls away. You don't inflate when someone praises you, and you don't let another person's moods dictate your own. Your emotional world remains yours, steady, grounded, and self-directed. Most people are reactive. Their sense of worth rises and falls based on how others treat them. A compliment lifts them, a cold tone hurts them, a delay in response spirals them. This emotional volatility makes relationships chaotic and interactions heavy. But a person with emotional independence becomes a breath of fresh air. They bring calm into spaces where others bring intensity. Stoic philosophy teaches that nothing outside your control should be allowed to disturb your inner state. This is not emotional coldness. It is emotional maturity. It is recognizing that your peace is your responsibility, not something others grant or take away. When you embody this truth, people naturally gravitate toward you because you feel stable in a world full of emotional turbulence. Emotional independence also signals self-worth. You don't chase, over-apologize, or beg for reassurance. You don't need constant validation to feel complete. Your sense of identity comes from within, built on your values and actions, not on the unpredictable approval of others. This quiet self-possession is incredibly attractive because it shows that you cannot be easily manipulated, shaken, or controlled. To cultivate this habit, practice reclaiming your emotional space. Notice when your mood shifts because of someone else's behavior. Pause before reacting. Give your feelings time to settle. Repeat the Stoic reminder, their behavior is theirs. My response is mine. Spend time alone to strengthen your internal foundation. Validate yourself before seeking validation from others. As this habit grows, people will sense something different about you. You become harder to provoke, easier to talk to, and more trustworthy in every interaction. You carry a quiet confidence that requires no performance. And in a world where emotions constantly spill outward, the person who masters their inner landscape becomes irresistibly attractive, calm, steady, and entirely their own. Habit Silent 9. Intentional simplicity. The elegance that speaks without trying. Silent attractiveness isn't built through complexity. It's built through clarity, through removing the unnecessary, so your presence becomes clean, intentional, and unmistakably confident. Intentional simplicity is the art of choosing what truly matters and letting go of everything that dilutes your energy. This applies to how you dress, how you speak, how you move, and how you interact with others. People are naturally drawn to those who appear composed, uncluttered, and comfortable in their own identity. Simplicity communicates confidence because it shows you don't need excess to feel valuable. In social settings, the most magnetic individuals are often the ones who don't overwhelm the room. Their style is clean, their words measured, and their overall energy calm. They don't chase attention with bright noise, they attract it with subtle coherence. Their appearance aligns with their actions align with their values. This harmony feels rare in a world full of overcomplication. Stoic philosophy has always celebrated this principle. Seneca wrote that a wise person lives simply not because they lack wealth or ability, but because they refuse to be owned by unnecessary things. Simplicity is not deprivation. It is liberation. It gives you mental space, emotional space, and social space to show up as your truest self. To practice intentional simplicity, start small. Choose clothing that fits well, feels clean, and doesn't shout for attention. Speak with clarity. Remove filler words, exaggerations, and over-explaining. Keep your gestures minimal and purposeful. Let your presence, not your possessions, do the talking. Focus your attention on fewer, more meaningful interactions. This habit also protects your energy. When your life is simplified, your mind becomes sharper. Your emotions settle. You move with purpose. People sense this clarity immediately. They see someone who isn't frantically trying to be noticed, but someone who already is, through quiet intention rather than noisy effort. Intentional simplicity is elegance in its purest form. It creates an aura of quiet confidence that invites curiosity instead of demanding attention. And that kind of understated magnetism is often far more powerful than anything loud or elaborate. Habit 10. Selective attention, giving focus where it matters most. One of the most underestimated forms of silent attractiveness is the ability to give your attention selectively. Not everyone deserves your time, your energy, or your mental space. And the moment you begin treating attention as something valuable, people begin treating you as valuable. Most individuals spread their attention thin. They respond to every message immediately, entertain every conversation, react to every distraction, and allow anyone to influence their emotional state. This makes them appear unfocused, easily swayed, and overly available. But someone who directs their attention with intention becomes instantly more compelling. Their presence feels scarce in the best way, full, purposeful, and self-respecting. Selective attention doesn't mean being distant or arrogant. It means choosing where your energy goes, so your presence remains powerful. When you give genuine attention to someone, they feel it. When you withhold attention from negativity, drama, or manipulation, you signal strength without confrontation. People naturally admire those who do not let the world pull them in every direction. Stoic philosophy teaches that attention is the root of power. Marcus Aurelius warned that the mind becomes shaped by what it repeatedly focuses on. If you focus on chaos, you become chaotic. If you focus on virtue, discipline, and meaning, you become centered. Selective attention is simply this principle applied to social life. To develop this habit, practice intentional shifts. Respond slowly, not impulsively, especially in emotional situations. Give full attention to one person rather than scattered attention to many. Walk away from conversations designed to provoke or drain you. Prioritize depth over quantity in your relationships. Spend more time observing than reacting. As you refine the way you use your attention, people begin to respect your time without you ever demanding it. They sense you're not easily distracted, not easily impressed, and not easily thrown off balance. That calm selectiveness feels rare. It creates mystery, strength, and a quiet magnetism that draws others in without effort. Selective attention is not just a habit. It is a form of self-respect. And when you respect your own focus, the world learns to respect you in return. Habit 11. Quiet integrity. The character that speaks when you say nothing. Quiet integrity is the highest form of silent attractiveness. It is the aura you carry when your actions match your values, even when no one is watching. In a world full of performance and pretense, genuine integrity becomes magnetic, not because it's loud, but because it's rare. People trust a person whose words and behavior align. They sense sincerity, steadiness, and depth. They feel safe opening up, asking for guidance, or simply being themselves around you. Integrity doesn't draw attention through charm or strategy. It draws attention through consistency, through being the same person in private that you are in public. Stoic philosophy rests on this foundation. Marcus Aurelius wrote that character is built moment by moment, choice by choice, not through declarations, but through discipline, not by trying to impress others, but by doing what is right without the promise of reward. When you live this way, people can feel your sincerity before you ever explain it. Quiet integrity also makes you socially attractive because it removes the need for manipulation, exaggeration, or performance. You don't need to pretend to be better than you are. You don't need to bend your principles for approval. You don't need to shift your personality to fit every group. You stand firm, not rigidly, but authentically, and that steadiness becomes a source of gravitational pull. To strengthen this habit, begin with simple but powerful commitments. Keep the promises you make to yourself, not just the ones you make to others. Speak truthfully, but with calmness and respect. Do the right thing even when it's inconvenient. Let your actions reveal your values more than your words do. Stay consistent, even in moments of frustration, temptation, or pressure. The beauty of quiet integrity is that you never need to announce it. People feel it, people trust it, people are naturally drawn to it. Silent attractiveness is often misunderstood as a strategy or a trick, but Habit 11 reveals its essence. True magnetism comes from who you are, not from what you show. At the end of this journey, remember that silent attractiveness isn't about tricks, charm, or trying to impress anyone. It's built from the inside out, through stillness, awareness, discipline, boundaries, emotional independence, and the quiet integrity that shapes who you are when no one is watching. These 11 habits aren't meant to be mastered overnight. They are practices, small choices repeated daily that slowly reshape your presence into something calmer, stronger, and naturally magnetic. If one insight stood out to you today, choose it and apply it within the next 24 hours. Real transformation begins with a single habit lived consistently, not 1,000 ideas forgotten. Thank you for spending this time with me. Your presence here means more than you know, and I appreciate every moment you invest in becoming a stronger, wiser, more grounded version of yourself. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay steady, stay disciplined, and let your quiet power speak for you.